Feeling a bit unsure about how to manage your finances? Do you wish you could manage your money better? Tune in to the Finance Makeover by ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, partnered by ET Now, a show where we'll transform your money worries into investment wins. Get expert advice, practical tips, and real-life stories. Your journey to financial freedom starts now.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Pooja, he's Parag. I'm 33 years old and he's 34 years old.
She's a banker and I'm into the digital world of corporate with a metals company. We both stay in Goregaon in Mumbai. I think investment is something which is very essential. It's a personal choice, but it's also the need of the hour. I think we are looking forward to have a good conversation with Naveen, understand what mistakes we are making in our financial savings and towards the goals that we are moving forward to, and hope he can show us the path towards a better road to financial freedom.
I can rate myself as 8.
I will rate as 6. 7 okay, average.
So, if you don't mind sharing, how is your income and expenses? So, how do you manage your expenses? What kind of expenses do you have, and how do you save, or how much do you save?
Okay, so combined, both of us, I think, after all the deductions, and there are some mandatory deductions also that we've to go through, we get about 3.5 lakhs a month. Okay, that's our take home, both of us combined.
Yeah.
Of which about 1.3 right now is a fixed outflow for the housing loan and the interior loans that we had taken. Then after that, I think from running the expenses at home, about 45 to 50,000 is what we are spending, including the maid, electricity, groceries, random expenses. So what I have done is I've kept one card dedicated for only the common expenses of the house. And that card takes care of fuel, that card takes care of all the housing expenses, electricity, plus we pay the maids, etc. in cash. So that's additional. So every month I'm getting about 45,000 average bill on that card, and another 10,000 we give to the maids and all. So now we come to the Bermuda Triangle. So now I know that 1.3 plus about 55 odd, so 1.85, 1.9 is going. Now what about the rest 1.5 odd, right? We have no clue. Because after all we have some savings ongoing, which is mutual funds. There are some SIPs which are there. The gold SIPs are there. We've invested in a gold plan with a retailer, a leading retailer. And apart from that, all the partying and going out, etc., which I do separately as well. She doesn't, indulge too much in these things, but I have to meet my friends. There's somebody always flying in from somewhere of the world, right? So वहाँ पे कितना spend हो जाता है ना, वो at the end of the month याद भी नहीं रहता है. Only when it hits the account.
Great. So one side of your story is sorted, and where it comes to monthly expenses, which you have kind of documented.
Yeah.
You know exactly where your money is going. Second side is a Bermuda Triangle or a question mark, triple question mark.
Yeah.
कि भाई पता ही नहीं है कौन कब आया, किसके ऊपर कितना खर्चा किया, पार्टी में पैसे कहाँ गए, etc. etc. So when it comes to managing money, she initiates, you follow, you initiate, she follows. How does it work?
I think the savings push comes from her.
Okay.
And you're not just spending too much, save. Then I also go back to her, and whenever she has some e-commerce app open, I'm like, close it right now. So we have to save.
Awesome. So it's a very nice complementing role. Both have checks and balances of each other. Awesome. And if I may ask, and if you're comfortable sharing, because earlier days it was single income, full family. Now concepts have changed.
Right.
Dual income, and both are earning, both are spending. So would you like to share who pays the EMI, who pays the bill, or no भैया EMI तो यही भरेगा?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. हाँ.
EMI का ऐसा होता है, I'll tell you, to be honest. So all the EMIs go from my account, and then I charge it back to her on splitwise. but including the common card and everything. But my splitwise has a huge backlog on her end, which she is not ready to clear.
तो ये जो situation आती है when you have to with your spouse, when you have to decide who's going to spend how much on what activity, how does that work between the two of you?
Normally I tell her that okay, like if we're traveling for example, it's like a sizable trip. कहीं domestic India में भी गए तो today 80 to 1 lakh is 80,000 to 1 lakh is nothing. है ना 2 लोग का. So I like tickets we'll share, the rest I'll take care like that. कि that trip is on me. Local कहीं जा रहे हैं तो then we split it 50-50.
Awesome.
वो कर लिया. International जा रहे हैं तो say 25% इसने डाल दिया या 30% इसने डाल दिया, बाकी मैंने डाल दिया.
So Pooja, were there any instances where you felt that you need to put checks and balances on him, and or he put too much of checks and balances on you?
नॉट टू मच. हम लोग ज़्यादा चेक एंड बैलेंसेस नहीं करते, बट डेफिनेटली बीच बीच में एक दूसरे को बोलते रहते हैं भाई सेविंग करना ज़रूरी है, बिकॉज वी हैव लॉट ऑफ ड्रीम्स ऑल्सो, राइट, एंड वी हैव टू फिल दैट.
Yeah, absolutely. See, one thing we tell, one thing that we all tell in finance is that definitely there is no harm in indulgence. You have to indulge because ultimately, what's the use of money if you can't use it on your life? But one needs to be mindful of the investment aspect of it.
So mindful indulgence is what we should look at.
Absolutely. Second question that I have for both of you is that whenever the investment aspect comes in, who takes lead? Is it you initiate, he follows, he initiates, you follow?
Actually, he invests मतलब his money he invest. I take care of my own.
TTMM.
Yeah,
तेरा मैं
but
मेरा.
कुछ चीजें रहती है जैसे I don't have now much time to research over the stocks कि कौन से stocks में invest करना, तो I tell him कि research करो and you tell me, I will invest.
Research and education on stocks, that's mine now.
Because I don't have time.
And I think I've got a good knack of research coming from the background that I have. So I use that to identify where to invest. Great. And then however much we have, we invest in that.
Awesome. That's
either she invests through her own accounts. She has her own demat accounts. I have my own demat accounts. It's not a common one. So.
Interesting. So Pooja, he also mentioned something about gold. So does he gift you a lot of gold? He said he has a plan with a jeweler.
Yeah, he do that. Anniversary and birthday.
Birthdays and anniversaries.
Yeah.
So basically, gold is for consumption purpose. You buy a jewelry and.
For consumption, we buy.
Is it an investment or is it with a jeweler a plan that you are going and giving this money to a jeweler and ultimately buying jewelry?
That is a monthly, like a SIP. Regularly, he used to pay to them, and at the end of the, for example, in my anniversary is going to become. So that was the SIP formed and the lump sum amount is there, so it is easier. It doesn't need to pay whole amount actually at that point of time.
Interesting, very nice. So is it with the jeweler or is it with a company which is managing, like a mutual fund or a ETF
No. It's with a jeweler. It's with a jeweler. Retailer.
It's with a retailer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so have you also heard about gold ETFs and gold mutual funds?
Yes, but I'm not very sure about it till now because I've not been able to do my research on that.
Okay.
And I always thought that if you have to invest, then keep it in a little more aggressive, mutual funds.
Okay.
Like buy more balanced funds or buy more small caps and mid caps.
Sure.
If you want to invest in the markets directly, then invest directly in good stocks, the blue chips or the large
So
stocks.
even though rather than investing in ETF or anything, the equity will give you a more return actually as compared to, definitely there's more risk also. But if you're going to compare with ETF gold, you land up that equity gives more returns. So
Correct.
we are even though you see our age, so we should be investing more in the equity only. So. And my background is also equity, so I just taught him. So
you taught him equities. That's awesome.
I was not able to do much of investments before I met her, to be honest.
Okay.
The difference between my corpus and her corpus was 7x.
Your corpus and her corpus was 7x.
She was 7x of mine.
Because she was disciplined.
Because she was disciplined and she was doing it from an early age.
Yeah.
And
so when you came in, You
I
bought.
don't- yeah.
Yeah. So,
So she's a true Grah Lakshmi.
yes.
The moment she
yes.
stepped in, she could bring in financial discipline, and your corpus could also grow to that extent.
Yes. By the time I met her, I had started learning a bit, but already lost about 1.5 lakhs
Lost.
in trading. So instead
Wow.
of investing, I wanted to make money quickly if I was putting it in the market, and I lost about 1.5 lakhs in trading.
The whole objective of understanding equities is that equities are definitely not risk-free. They are also risky. The markets also go
Yes.
Yeah,
up and down.
fluctuate, yeah.
But if we invest our time in understanding what different types of fund categories are, so as you both commonly agreed that equities is something that you want to invest in.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that both of you know equities.
Yeah. To a large extent, yes.
To a large extent.
large extent,
yes.
yes.
The whole idea of equities is there are three categories of mutual fund as per SEBI. One is equity mutual funds, second is debt, and third is hybrid.
Hybrid. Yeah.
So if we understand these categories, then it becomes easy for us to kind of invest in these categories. So equity, there are different classifications again. So there may be a sector fund,
Yeah, right.
where you think some sectors are going to do well, very high risk. There's large cap, mid cap, small cap. In hybrid also, there are different kind of funds that you can that one can understand. So mutual fund is not a product. Mutual fund is a vehicle through which you can achieve your goal based investing. So let us understand hybrid.
Okay.
So in hybrid, there are 6 categories of hybrid schemes. Let's say conservative hybrid, balanced hybrid, aggressive hybrid. Then there are different types of funds also, like multi-asset allocation funds. So what's a multi-asset allocation fund? It will invest minimum 10% in equity, 10% in debt, and 10% in commodities. But the fund manager has full flexibility to decide whether to invest balance 70% in equity, debt, or any other asset class it decides.
Okay.
So that's what the whole purpose is. The main objective is to understand asset allocation. So अगर मैं आपको lunch में सिर्फ गुलाब जामुन दूँ, is it good?
डायबिटीज से सब मरेंगे.
डायबिटीज से सब मरेंगे. अगर मैं आपको सिर्फ प्रोटीन दूँ, protein is good for health, यार.
But not, you won't survive with
You
it.
won't survive with that. So just like in our thali, we have different nutrients. So we have proteins, we have carbs, we have sweets, we have everything. Similarly, in our portfolio also, we need to have a balanced idea of equity, debt, mutual fund, gold, etc., etc. So the whole idea of asset allocation is to have a whole mix of asset classes, which ultimately the plate will give you the entire nutrients that your body requires. Similarly, the asset allocation, all these products will give you what your investment health requires or your financial health requires.
I think that's a very interesting thing, Naveen, because till now, from what I used to do or what Pooja would have told me to do, is between equity and FD. That's the only allocation I was doing. But there was no other specific allocation between which type of equity should I invest in.
Absolutely.
Or what type of funds I should put my money in, because again, as I said, म्यूचुअल फंड है, तीनों में एक डाल दो, ब्लू चिप में भी एक डाल दो, मिड कैप में भी डाल दो, स्मॉल में भी डाल दो. So it was not that I am checking whether it's an aggressive fund or a passive fund. I am not checking whether it's a linked fund to any, say index.
Correct.
I have not invested in gold ETFs till now at all. So one question to you, Naveen, for
Please.
us, right? So you said that it's important for you to start early in life and invest. Now we have missed the bus early in life. Like we couldn't start in our mid-20s, which is the typical time for you to start your career. We are now 10 years down the line. So then for us, what should be your kind of outlook that as people who are approaching middle age?
So the first myth is that we have missed the bus.
Yeah.
The bus is never missed. Of course, the person who would have started earlier would make an even better corpus. The right time is now. The planning, it's like, this is the new year. Everybody makes a resolution that I'm going to be fit.
Yeah.
And how many of us have done that?
After
we go to the gym.
One day.
We all hit the gym. And we know exactly 1 month that passion is there. We go, we lift weights, we go on the treadmill, we run. Second month, your friend calls you and you're like, bro, I'm coming down. Let's meet. Third month, By that time, the fizz is gone and my entire fitness regime has gone down the drain. 3 months is also a huge time that I'm saying.
3 weeks में हो जाता है.
3 weeks में हो जाता है. I think we all have consensus here.
Yeah.
So it is like going to the gym. If we are disciplined from day one, if it's your resolution that you make today in this new year, saying that I will be disciplined towards these goals, and you don't need to work out for 3 hours, no, 45 minutes. Similarly, if you can spend half an hour, 30 minutes per day, or maybe 2 hours a week, which you can just sit you're with yourself, do some research, understand, and then make your financial plan. You can do it on your own, and it can work out very well. So you haven't missed the bus. The only thing that can help you now is financial discipline. So financial discipline can only lead to financial independence. And in this 75th year of India, the most important thing, which you and I both agree, is financial independence.
Yes.
You want to be free, debt free. You want to be independent. You just want the money to earn for you, and that can only happen when your money earns more money for you.
Yes.
So only a financial asset can buy you that. Retirement is the goal that you may want to plan from immediately, because at least I wish to retire ASAP. ASAP. So that's how it works.
So I guess हम लोग में ये है कि we are aware of the instruments, but we have not planned properly. I guess we should do that. We should discuss and we should plan the way.
Maybe I think the first thing that I would want to start from is what is that envisioned size of that corpus we want at the end of it. Like if I have a goal to, say retire by 60 at least, so considering that normal age of retirement. Then by 60, from now till 60, how will the expenses increase, and what is the amount that I want at the end of it, so that I should be able to withdraw systematically from that.
If you ask me a low hanging fruit, इसमें से जो आपने मुझे अभी बताया है, the 1.5 lakhs which is the question mark, उसमें से अगर आप एक पार्ट निकाल के कहीं भी डाल दो, वैसे भी question mark है ना? आपको पता नहीं चलता कहाँ खर्च हो रहे हैं. If you disciplinedly remove something from that question mark, if it goes into your investment, I think that is something will help you. So it was wonderful talking to both of you, and it was pleasure meeting you, and thank you for being part of the Finance Makeover, and all the best.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
All the best, Pooja. Pleasure.
On this episode with Parag and Pooja, we learned the following money lessons. First, track your expenses. Avoid the Bermuda Triangle of money. Second, invest smartly. Diversify your investments. Third, start retirement planning as soon as. It is never too late. And lastly, consider multi-asset allocation funds. Balance risk by investing across multiple asset classes.
After meeting Naveen, we can rate us in terms of knowing and learning everything of related to savings and investment. We can rate us 9.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.